What is going on, Crimson City? My name is Crimson CBAD, bringing you guys our Week 2 battle in NPA, the National Pokemon Association. Your Detroit Type Nulls are going up against Coach Redithan and the Nashville Preditars. If you guys are excited, show some love in the like button down below. If you're new, feel free to hit that subscribe button as well. If you guys didn't catch the team builder to see what we're bringing and why we're bringing it, feel free to check that out in the description of this video. You guys can also go check out Redithan's channel. We'll also be down there. Go show some love. Check out other side of the battle, team builder, all that fun stuff. If I sound a little bit less pumped as normal, I'm a little bit under the weather right now. Slow road to recovery right there, so I do apologize. But hopefully some nice audio effects will still boost the lovely sound of my voice, and you guys won't happen to hear anything about it. So all that being said, I'm going to cut to where we connect, and I'll be right back. All right, we are all connected with Ethan. We're going to let the battle begin, and it is time. It is time. Let us have a very fun match. Let us have an enjoyable match. I'm not going to make any predictions. His team's pretty scary regardless. I'm not gonna make any unnecessary predictions that I don't need. Let's take a note here. So the Blacephalon comes with the Beast Boost. Shout out to my boy Pokemon. Zangoose comes. Okay. Probably with the Toxic Boost, I would imagine. The Cobalion comes that has Justified. The Nidoking, which I'm assuming has Sheer Force. Something to note, so Lantern shows up. I'm going to assume Water Absorb right now, just because, like, Zebstrika isn't the world's most threatening thing to the team, and looking at his team, Blacephalon and Nidoking both don't appreciate a Water-type move. And he does have the Klefki as well, which has the Prankster here. So, Uxie's a pretty good lead, I feel like. Uxie's a pretty good lead. We've got switch-ins all around on his team, depending on how he wants to go with it. We'll lead Cortex. Something to note also, Klefki is his defogger. If we can get Klefki out of there, we can do a ton of work. We can do a ton of work with our rocks up. Because we do have a spinner. He obviously does have a spin blocker in Blacephalon, which is a little unfortunate, I suppose. Because it leads off with Disco Fish, which is the Lantern here, as we lead off with our Uxie. So we will be able to get rocks up. We will be able to get rocks up right here. I'll go for that. I'll go with my rocks right here. And we'll see what he's got right now. See what he wants to go for. Maybe a Toxic. Goes for the Toxic. Okay. So unfortunately we're Toxic poisoned right now. I've got no reason not to toss off a Psychic on this thing. I feel like. If he's water, I was about to say, I was like, I can Thunder Wave it, but it's electric type anyways. Oh, and we get disconnected. So let's see what happened, and we'll be right back. All right, back in connected here. Everything is back in good to go. I'm going to go for what I said I was going to do. I'm just going to toss off a Psychic here. See what he wants to go for. Reveals the Protect. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So he's going to see that I go for a Psychic. Okay. Okay. So he knows that I've got that coverage. I will take a little bit more to toxic damage right now, obviously. He could just go for a slow Volt Switch out of here. I'm just going to toss off a Psychic again. Nothing on his team really appreciates it. Nothing on his team really appreciates that. That's doing a little bit of damage. He reveals the Scald there as well, so I'm assuming Volt Switch is the last move there. We do see leftovers as well. We do see the leftovers as well. Okay. So, I feel like he's going to protect here, just to grab an extra turn of Toxic off on me. I think now's a good time to go into the Altaria. I'm going to go into the Altaria now. And I can start threatening some of his team a little bit. There's the Volt Switch. Ooh, great play, actually. Great play. So we do see the Volt Switch there. It's going to do a little bit more chip than I'd like to. Do a little bit more chip than I'd like to. But it was a great slow pivot on his part here. So he's going to Volt Switch out to something like the Nidoking. Yeah, Nidoking is definitely that boy. Going to take a little bit of rocks right here. I'm going hard into, I believe Scrafty is probably the best play for this. Let me just double check here. Nidoking. Yeah, Nidoking, I feel like, I mean, I can double check Araquanid as well. Overall, yeah, I think Scrafty handles that a little bit better. I'll go on to Scrafty right here. AV eats the hit. If he's physical in any way, we can eat up the hit as well. So we'll be able to, or at least we'll be able to eat it up better, I should say, with the Intimidate drop. Reveals a Sludge Wave. Not going to be doing too much. Not going to do too much at all. That does, let's see here. That brings me down to 115. Did 33. So he might be, he might actually be Modest Life Orb. Not even Scarf. So if he's Modest, he can only top out at 137. I'm going to go for a knockoff here. I'm going to get rid of that Life Orb if he chooses to stay in. Knockoff on anything coming in could be really cool. The Cobalion could obviously hurt. Getting that Justified boost isn't something that I want to deal with. But we've got answers around it if need be. We've got answers around it if need be. I think considering I'm fighting type, I don't think he'd bring in the Cobalion on this thing. Goes for the Sludge Wave again. Okay. Gonna bring us down to 64. Alright, yeah, so we're gonna get rid of this thing's Life Orb here. No more Life Orb for you, so now we definitely live a Sludge Wave here. Part of me wants to go for an Ice Punch. Part of me wants to go for a Drain Punch. Ice Punch knocking this thing out. Drain Punch giving us a bit more recovery. I can also double out into the Araquanid here. I can also double into Araquanid here. I feel like he'd want to keep this thing around for the Altaria. I'm going to go for Ice Punch. I'm going to go for Ice Punch. It knocks this thing out. Goes to the Sludge Wave again. Okay, so that should not be knocking us out. That is 23 to 28. Cool, 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 cool. We'll be able to knock him out with the Ice Punch, and Nidoking is gone. Oh, he is not gone, actually. We do snag the freeze, though. That's huge. That's huge. I'm going to Drain Punch to get a little bit of recovery back. Obviously, if he thaws, that's unfortunate. That's huge. All right, Nidoking dies to Scrafty. Drain Punch gives me a little bit of recovery back. Nidoking's gone. Nidoking is gone. All right. One threat to Mega Altaria out of the way. Next is Cobalion. Next is Cobalion. Goes out into the goats. Okay. He could just go for rocks right here. I kind of want to just go for Drain Punch. What do I need? This is very low health. And I feel like I have answers for Blacephalon. I'm going to go for a Drain Punch in case he rocks. Goes to the Iron Head, so he does reveal that. Alright, Scrafty goes down. Dies to Cobalion. Iron Head. Alright, that is fine. That is fine. Scrafty, you did good. Scrafty, you did good, my guy. Hitmonlee is definitely a play, and then I can double out into something else. I'm going to go into Hitmonlee. I'm going to bluff the Scarf here. I'm going to bluff Scarf Hitmonlee here. And I am going to double out into... Perhaps the Celesteela? No. Perhaps the Araquanid here. Yeah, I'll double out an Araquanid here. He withdraws. Okay. And he goes out into Boo Boo Keys as I get my Araquanid in. Perfect, perfect, perfect. That would have been a great high jump kick to get off on this thing. That would have been a good high jump kick to get off on this thing. Let me see here. So I'm assuming he's not Scarf Cobalion, because otherwise he would have stayed in and attacked. What is Araquanid doing to this Klefki, I wonder? What is Araquanid doing to Klefki, I wonder? Quite a bit with Liquidation. However, I feel like the Lantern's going to want to come in. Yep. Alright, so Klefki comes out. A Lantern comes in. Yep. So you are 100% Water Absorb. And I can go out into Mega Altaria here. I can go out into Mega Altaria, get a nice Body Slam off on something. Nice pixelated Body Slam. We know you're not Choice Specs either. So yeah, so even Ice Beam's not doing that much. But we know his full set here. So I'm just going to Mega Evolve. Your resists for a Body Slam do not exist. I mean, Klefki could come out, but if Klefki comes back out, then that is what it is. But Body Slam's doing 50 to 59. If he's max HP, still 43 to 50 to this thing. And we know he can't hit us for super effective damage. Most he can do is click Toxic, which I click Refresh on. Doing some nice damage, and he does Volt Switch out. So that'll be a little bit of damage on his part. Now that we don't have that flying typing anymore, it's very nice. Now that we don't have that anymore. Cobalion definitely comes out right here, I feel. Actually, the Klefki comes out. Very interesting. Very interesting. So, something to note is that I can start doing some sizable damage to this thing if I Dragon Dance up. The Refresh will help us 1v1 this. So he does have the Defog on there. Does have the Defog. +1 Dragon Dance to a max HP Klefki, though. 28 to 34. That's still some damage that I'll take. That's still some damage that I'll take. I'll go for it. I'll go for it. So he does show the Reflect as well. Very interesting. So he does show the Reflect as well, and I haven't seen Leftovers, so I can only assume he might be Light Clay. Actually, he is Leftovers. Ooh, red card. Even better. All right. And he brings out the Hitmonlee. Okay. So, Hitmonlee to this thing. I don't want to get Thunder Waved at all. But what is Hitmonlee doing to this thing? You've got Deflect, Reflect, or Defog and Reflect. Klefki. High Jump Kick still does a lot of damage. Red card on the Klefki was very cool. I'm just gonna go back out in Altaria. Honestly. I don't want to get Thunder Waved. Dazzling Gleam will tickle. Dazzling Gleam will tickle for sure. Goes to the Thunder Wave there. Okay. Yep. Did not want that to happen. Did not want that to happen. I'm just going to Roost here. I'm just going to Roost. We do see the Play Rough here, so we have seen his full set. That does a lot of damage. Roost was the right play. So, Play Rough is doing 36 to 44 to me. I can Refresh here. And then I can be faster and go for a Roost. We see the Play Rough again. It's going to bring me down to 64. We do get the Refresh off, which is nice as well. So he was doing about 43% with that Play Rough. He'll have to go for a Reflect at sometime soon. He will have to go for that. I want to make sure I drop my Calc back down. I want to make sure I drop my Calc back down for this thing. Goes for the Thunder Wave. All right. All right, all right, all right. I can get a Roost off here. All right, now then. We're pretty good HP. He wants to go for a Reflect right here. I'm going to go for the Refresh just to get that paralysis away. He's going to go for the Play Rough. He doesn't want Mega Altaria staying around. He's going to bring us down to 81. 44. On a high roll, Play Rough does knock me out. And I don't want that to happen. So what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to go out into Cortex. I'm going to go out into Cortex here. Does go for the Reflect. Okay. Obviously can't Thunder Wave me. I should be faster as well. I'll be able to get my rocks back up and then a slow U-turn out, I would imagine. And then a very slow U-turn out. I want to keep my rocks up to pressure that Blacephalon. Definitely want to keep my rocks up to pressure that Blacephalon. Play Rough can definitely come out right here. There's the Play Rough. All right, so we've seen Defog, Reflect, Thunder Wave, and Play Rough. How's my damage output on this thing? Psych's doing 13 to 15, so nothing wild. I'll go for a Psychic right here for the chip damage. There's the Defog, so he's gonna get rid of his screens as well. He'll get rid of his screens here. I'll go for a Psychic for some chip. Doing about like 13 to 15. Yeah, that's some damage. That's some damage. And then next turn, I should die to Toxic. So I'm going to go for my rocks right here again. Or I should die to the Play Rough, the combination of Play Rough and Toxic right here. So I think that getting my rocks back up again, being able to pressure those rocks is the play. Because like I said, he'll defog his screens, and I'll get these rocks back up. He goes on to Mr. Bombastic. Good idea to get that thing in while he can. U-turn would have been a great play. I also, like I said, I also could die to the toxic damage, so we'll see. We'll find out. I do not die to the toxic damage, and I do not want this thing getting a free beast boost. I think my play here is to go into Crimson Seabug. Let me just check here really quickly. Shadow Ball. Fire Blast. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go out into Crimson Seabug here. He could definitely trick right here very easily. He could definitely trick right here pretty easily. Goes to the Shadow Ball. Alright, so he does reveal that. 123. That does 30%. So he could be modest for sure. I'm gonna go for a Leech Life on that Lantern that's coming in. Yep, here it is. Give me a good chunk of damage off on you. Give me a good chunk of damage off on you, please. Does not kill, unfortunately. Does not kill. He could definitely go for a Toxic here or something. I think the play is to sack the Uxie. For sure. Yeah, I think actually the play here is to sack the Uxie. I'll go for it. I'll go for it. There's the Toxic. All right. So he's out of range, I think, of my Psychic, and I think I'm not going to die to poison damage right here. I'm just going to go for the Psychic. He can definitely protect right here. There's the protect. All right, cool. Cool. So I can bring in Celesteela now, which would be pretty nice, because I can go for an Autotomize and get my weakness policy off. Uxie should go down here. Dies to Lantern. Toxic damage. Alright, Lantern. Volt Switch is 37 to 44 to me. And then I can do some damage back in return to it. Even if he doesn't go for the Volt Switch right here. Even if he doesn't go for the Volt Switch right here, I can go for the Autotomize. I'll try for it. There's the Volt Switch. He's going to pop my Weakness Policy. He's going to pop my Weakness Policy. And we'll see what his answer to this is. We'll see what his answer to this is. Here's the Blacephalon. Like I said, modest, Fire Blast, 252. Yeah, Fire Blast, Flamethrower. Yeah, a lot of these moves do a ton of damage to me. I'm assuming you're Scarfed. Let me actually double check that. Hold on. 238. Oh, and I hit 220. All right. I'll go back into the bug. I'm going to go back into the bug. I got some chip damage off on this thing. Goes for the Flamethrower. All right, so he does reveal that as well. I'm going to assume he's Scarf at this point. And he does not want to stay in against me. So I'm going to double out into my Altaria here. I'm going to double out into Altaria right now. As he goes out into the Boo Boo Keys, that's fine. I can go for a Roost or something. Liquidation would have been a huge hit off on this thing. Huge hit. Huge hit. I want to keep this thing healthy. I'm going to go for a Roost. There's the Defog, so he's going to get the rocks out of the way. That's fine. I'm going to be back up at full. Klefki, I feel like we can just go for a Body Slam against it. You can also T-Wave me, but I can also go out into my Araquanid as well on that thing. I like Araquanid around to deal with the Blacephalon. So I actually think that's the play I want to make here. Because I can rest off the Thunder Wave too. There's that. Player of is doing 24 to 28 to Araquanid as well. He can go for the Reflect here. Leech Life isn't doing much. Does he go out into Araquanid to absorb the Liquidation, or does he go for a Reflect here? I think he goes for a Reflect. It still does 19 to 20 to this thing. I'm going to go for the Liquidation because I think he's going to go for the Reflect here. He's going to go onto the Lantern, isn't he? There's the Lantern. That's unfortunate. Could have got some huge damage off on that. There's the Water Absorb, so he's going to get a lot of HP back off that thing. Okay. On top of the leftovers as well. All right, so he's confirmed Water Absorb. Should have went for the Leech Life right there. I thought he was going to prioritize getting his Reflect back up. Definitely thought he was going to go for that. You can only Volt Switch on me. So I think the play here, Lantern... I think the play here is to honestly just click Rest. He goes for it. Toxic. Interesting. Okay. So he sees I'm going to stay in. I'm going to get back up to full. There's no Reflect up, so Leech Life is doing 20 to 28 to a mixed spread Lantern. Yeah, 21 to 27. I feel like I can comfortably take that. Cobalion could definitely come in. I'm just gonna rest here. I'm just gonna rest. Yeah, I'm gonna take this pretty well. I'm gonna take that pretty well. The Z-Volt switches out. Probably Klefki. Klefki doesn't have recovery though. All right. Can deal with this. Can deal with this. Can deal with this. Okay. So it's going to get around with paralysis, which is nice. He can't Thunder Wave me. I'll go for a Sleep Talk here. He can very easily double back down to Lantern as well. Sets up the Reflect. Okay. Could definitely do that. I would love a Liquidation off into this thing right now if I could, please, Crimson Seabug. Please. Please. There's the Leech Life. Okay. So it's a little bit of damage. Nothing crazy. Literally nothing crazy. That tickled him. That tickled him. I don't want to risk that gamble and him go out and do that again. So I'm not going to go for a Sleep Talk right here because I could see him hard doubling in a Lantern right here. I could see him very hard doubling in a Lantern right here. Just for, like, the gamble to get the HP back. Because he knows I'm going to sleep one more turn. And he can take one Leech Life behind the Reflect, too. So we can go for that. We can go for that. Like I said, he could very well go into the Lantern right now, predicting that. We still got Altaria full. We still have Hitmonlee pretty good damage. Once we get rid of this thing is the bane of my existence right now. Prankster Thunderwave, man. Goes out into the Goat. All right. You're behind a Reflect. You can definitely start going for some Rock Polish maneuvers right here. In fact, I definitely see you going for that. I'm going to harden a Hitmonlee right here. We've burnt our two turns of sleep with rest. So I'm going to go into Hitmonlee here. Goes for the Swords Dance. Okay. So here's the issue I have now. Is that there is a +2 Cobalion in front of us. I can click High Jump Kick. He has the Blacephalon in the back. You could also be Shookaberry or Choppleberry. The +2 Cobalion is an issue here. So how do I deal with this? How do I deal with this? Celestial is weak. Hitmonlee is here. Hitmonlee does... So he could think I'm Scarf Hitmonlee at this point. Cobalion, Swords Dance. This thing absolutely annihilates me. But if you have a Choppleberry... High Jump Kick still does quite a bit to you. And I kind of want to take the 50% chance that you stay in and, like... I'm going to go for High Jump Kick here. Goes for the Iron Head. Not taking that. Not taking that. All right. This is where Cobalion wins. Dies to Cobalion. And I didn't even calculate the Reflect with it. Iron Head. He might have known that he lived through the Reflect, too. That is unfortunate. I think Crimson Seabug comes in and maybe. And I try not to get swept by this thing. I think that's the play. I think that's the play. Goes for a Swords Dance again. Man, oh man. So now he's +4. Here's where I get swept by a Cobalion. Close combat still isn't doing enough to kill me. But Liquidation through the Reflect is not going to be doing a lot to it in return. Not doing a lot to that in return. Okay, so that's gone. I would love a crit Liquidation right now. Would be really cool. Even though it still doesn't kill. Even though it still doesn't kill, I would love a crit Liquidation right now. +2 close or +4 close combat is 73 to 86 to this monster. All right. All right. Here's the Z move too. So he's Z Fightium Z. Maybe if I would have got the Mach Punch damage off, man, but that was not the play. I was trying to. I don't even know what I was trying to do there. I should have went for Mach Punch. That was a huge choke on my part. I don't even think Mach Punch and a Liquidation behind the Reflect would have done anything. I don't think it would have done anything. All right, Araquanid dies to Cobalion. All out pummeling. What comes in now against a +4 Cobalion? I think that's the game. I think that's the game right here. Yeah, COBALION. Maybe if I wouldn't have let... Yeah, I was about to say, maybe if I wouldn't have let Celesteela take so much damage, but I did, unfortunately. So, but even then, +4 close combat. Yeah, there it is. That's the game right there, kids. Dies to COBALION, close combat. Man, it sucks being on the receiving end of a COBALION sweep, I tell you. It sucks being on the opposing end of a COBALION sweep. Let me tell you right now, that's a first for me. That's a first for me. Pretty sure a Mega Altaria dies to a +4 Iron Head too. Pretty sure. Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's all she wrote right there, kids. That is all she wrote right there. GG to my boy Ethan. Great game, great plays, man. Great team. I really loved it. Guys, go check out his side of the battle. The link to his channel will, of course, be in the description of this video. This is a fantastic matchup. Can't wait to watch his side myself, actually. Fantastic, fantastic game. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, show some love in the like button down below. All that being said, I want to remind you guys to be great and do great. I'm going to let this outro bang, and I'm going to talk to you all soon. Later.